Kirby. Welcome to my channel. So if I have planned everything correctly, this is the first dupes video of 2019 for my April dupes series that I started last year. Because as I was brainstorming series, I was like, April Fool's Day, April dupes. Dupes are kind of like fools. Aha! So now it is the most expensive time of the year for me because none of these are sponsored. I have purchased all of the products on my own. And today we are starting off with a pretty good one. So we're just getting right into it. We are doing a baking oil dupe. So our baking oils today come from Makeup Revolution and the Beauty Bakerie baking oil. This is the packaging. This is how they came to me in the mail. I have used the Makeup Revolution one. It did have plastic around it, but it didn't come in a box or anything like that. This is the Beauty Bakerie's box. It has nice gold foil writing all over it. I will take it out of the box to show you the actual packaging of the bottle. So these are the bottles themselves. The Beauty Bakerie baking oil retails for $28. You get 0.3 ounces. The Makeup Revolution is $9 and you get 0.61 fluid ounces or 18 milliliters. So you're getting a little bit more than double the product for what? Almost $20, $19 less? So for $19 less, you're getting more than double the product. As I was researching for my dupes series, I was looking at the ingredients because I want to get like dupes, right? I want to get like the exact same product. These two products, the Beauty Bakerie baking oil and the Makeup Revolution baking oil, actually share 8 ingredients or 8 oils that are in the concoction, if you will. So they share 8 ingredients, which is insane. Like this is as dupes as you're gonna get it. This is as copycat as we are going to be. They're both cruelty free, they're both vegan, and what you do to apply them is you take a few drops on clean dry skin, you massage it in and let it sink in. It's kind of like an oil moisturizer primer. So they both boast that they are kind of like a part skincare, part makeup situation in that they are like a moisturizer and a primer in one. So that is what we're going to do. We are going to test the Beauty Bakerie oil on this side and the Makeup Revolution on this side. I have cleaned my face and it is relatively dry. So do a drop, drop, drop. Ooh, they both smell really like lemony. The Beauty Bakerie scent is much more like lemony fresh, and the Makeup Revolution is just a little bit more like, not so much lemon, just like citrusy. They both went on the skin really nice. A little bit goes a long way. So I know I just put like 3 little drops on either side of my face, but they both, that was enough to just moisturize everything, and I feel like I even kind of need to, like it said, just let it sit in. Just to give you a little background on my personal primer, I've started to use an oil moisturizer or an oil to moisturize my skin, but I try and tend to stay away from oil primers only because they don't mix well with the foundations that I use, because a lot of the foundations that I use are like a water base, and so mixing water and oil obviously don't generally drive well together. But recently my skin has been like unbelievably dry, and so using an oil moisturizer and then using a primer over top of that generally tends to work well for my skin. So this feels like it's kind of like sunken in a little bit. I'm going to use a foundation over top of it, and then I'll finish my face off camera, only because I want to really see how the foundation kind of like melds with my skin, if you will. What foundation should I use for this though? I think I'm going to use the L'Oreal Pro Glow Infallible foundation, only because this is what I usually use to test out different primers, because I know how it's going to react to different products. Beauty sponge. So already I can tell you that it works really well with a foundation. I'm not disappointed with how it looks with a foundation. This is obviously not going to give you, like, as a primer, not a moisturizer, as a primer, it's not going to give you that, like, poreless finish because it's an oil. However, it does give me, like, a much more, and you can definitely tell on camera, it gives me, like, more of a, like, a luminous glow, which is, like, what I've been striving for lately, is kind of like full cover luminous without being powdery. So I don't want my luminosity to just be like a highlight. I want my luminosity to actually be like the foundation, but I have a hard time with that because I want full coverage because acne. But using the oils, I'm definitely noticing like a luminous glow. I'm not noticing too much of a difference between either side. Like, neither one is reacting adversely to the foundation or anything of that matter. So what I'm going to do is finish the rest of the face. I'm going to come back whenever I go into bake, because since these are baking oils, they're really meant to kind of super hydrate the skin for when you put tons and tons of powder on. So I'm going to finish the rest of the face off camera, come back to do my baking, and then we'll kind of go from there to see like how hydrated these oils actually keep my skin. Okay guys, so we are back to do the baking part of it all. I have concealed with the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer, and I will be baking with the Pretty Vulgar The Powder Room Matte About It Translucent Powder. And I'm just going to, after I get all the creasing out, pack it on. Okay, now I'm going to let this set. If you're unfamiliar with what baking is, it is a popular beauty technique that was made popular by, I think, drag queens. It's kind of been around for a really long time, but it recently became more popular a few years ago, or became like repopularized a few years ago. And what it essentially does is it takes the heat from your body and the powder that kind of like traps the heat in to melt the concealer down into your face and your pores, basically, so that you can walk away with a flawless finish that will last all day and all night. So that's essentially what we're doing, is all of this powder is trapping the heat in to kind of melt down the concealer, and what we will do is take a little bit of more powder to brush away all of the excess translucent powder to have like a flawless finish that will last all day. It photographs beautifully. So yeah, if you're unfamiliar with what baking is, that is what baking is, and that is why we need to use like an oil type product for underneath the eyes specifically, because baking dries out the skin like so much. So after I let this sit, I'm gonna finish the face and then we will be back for final thoughts. Okay guys, and here is the finished look, lashes, eyeshadow, baking, undone. Oh, I forgot setting spray. Alright, that got in my mouth. Setting spray and the whole 9 yards. So, I'm gonna say that between the two oils, I really didn't notice a difference. And honestly, my makeup on both sides looks unbelievably great. Yeah, I have a few dark spots because I may or may not have taken the time to cover up my acne properly, which means I didn't. But other than that, like, my skin looks really smooth. My skin looks really, like, hydrated. It doesn't look like dusty. Like, a lot of the times after I bake and I use a non-moisturizing primer, or no primer at all, sometimes my skin looks really like dusty and kind of crusty, but that's not the case like today. And on both sides, I'm not really noticing too much of a difference. Both of the, where'd they go? Both of the oils honestly did a really great job of hydrating the skin and keeping it really hydrated. So is this a dupe? Absolutely. Again, they share 8 ingredients. I will list them for you down below. $28 versus $9, so that's a $19 savings. I don't know about you, but with them being that close in ingredients, they smell the same, they look the same, they feel the same, I'm definitely going for the Makeup Revolution $9 baking oil. Not that the Beauty Bakerie isn't a wonderful product, and it probably, in all fairness, has higher quality ingredients in it, but you're only getting 0.3 ounces for $28 versus the 0.61 fluid ounces that you're getting for $9 in the Makeup Revolution. So for double the amount for $19 less, I think I'm gonna have to go with Makeup Revolution on this. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up. Let me know what you think about dupes in the description box below. Have you tried either of these baking oils before? Let me know. Let's start a conversation all the way down in the comment section. If you have a dupe that you particularly love that I should try out, please leave it in the comment section. I will link all of the products that I used on my face in the description box, so if you're interested in them, you can check them out on your own time. As always, please be sure to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. I would hate for you to miss out on another review or tutorial. Thanks so much for watching, guys.